I don't like the way it clips on, John.
You're watching Forget Being Cool.
It's Forget Being Cool for April 29th, 2020. My name is Dave Moore. Joining me, of course, is my main man, my man on the internet, Johnny_Casino. What some may not realize is that wasn't edited in post. That was real time. We are live to tape, everybody. Live to tape.
So two important things. One, I'm drinking tea. I got a little thing in my throat right now. I think it's allergies or sinuses. The weather keeps changing really bad. Anyway, so that's one.
I've got a really crinkly water bottle I'm going to try not to make a lot of noise with, but
yeah, great. Anyway, I have tea. I'm drinking hot tea. For a while I was drinking at least one cup of tea every night. Sometimes a cup of tea during the day. I was trying to cut out some of the coffee, right? And this tea is like lower caffeine, if not caffeine free. Like this is caffeine free. And I'd get it from David's Tea, and it was really, really good. But I ran out, and I guess I could probably order it online, but I just haven't done it yet. So anyway, the other part is
this entire thing that we're living in right now, John, has cut back my coffee consumption dramatically.
Oh, my coffee consumption is just as high as it always was. I'm just not drinking the fancier coffee that I normally drink.
Right. Well, yeah, that's it. But I don't drink a lot of crappy home coffee.
So, well, okay.
Even though every time I make a cup of coffee at home, like if I take like a good cup of coffee and make it at home, I'm like, man, that's so good. Why don't I do that more? Why do I crave Dunkin' Donuts coffee? Why? I don't know.
Okay, so first of all, you can buy Dunkin' Donuts coffee at the store. Like you can buy bags of Dunkin' Donuts coffee, and it's good. Dunkin' Donuts has some pretty good coffee. Right?
I realize I can buy Dunkin' Donuts coffee. I could buy Dunkin' Donuts coffee a lot of places. I like iced coffee a lot. I like cold coffee, and that's not as great. You can buy it, but it's not as good as it is when it's from them.
So I normally use my Nespresso machine. The problem is, so it's pods, kind of like Keurig or whatever, except for it's fancier pods. And instead of using like drip like a coffee pod does, it's more like an espresso where it's like the pressurized hot water is what makes it. So it makes this amazingly perfect cup of coffee, which is fine if I'm going to have one, maybe two cups in the morning, because the pods, I think they average out to like $1.15 a pod. So it means each cup of coffee is costing $1.15 compared to going out and buying coffee at Starbucks or Dunkin' or whatever.
Way cheaper.
You're doing well, right? But compared to buying a bag of coffee for $10 or less and making pots and pots of it. So I'm going to be drinking more. Like when I'm home and I'm not going to work in the morning, like leaving or whatever, then I'm going to drink a pot of coffee. So I'm not going to make 3 cups of these pods and then another one later in the afternoon. So I just haven't bought the pods in a while, and I'm out of it. And now it's.
Do you ever buy the pods on bulk on Amazon? Have you ever done that?
I don't think they sell this brand. I don't think they sell the Nespresso ones that I have.
Sometimes you got to keep an eye out. They don't always carry the same exact ones in the exact same sizes, but the coffee that we buy, we get it in like an 80 pack on Amazon for like $30.
Well, yeah, but like this is Nespresso, right?
Look, John, you and your fancy smanchy coffee.
It's awesome. So let's look right here. I could actually buy a 30 count of pods for $33. It's basically the same price as it would be buying it through Nespresso. Okay. So it doesn't really do me any good buying it through Amazon. It's free shipping through Nespresso anyway.
What if you buy it in a bigger size though?
They don't seem to have that.
Okay. Well, that's the catch. Like this thing comes in like a giant box of cups.
Yeah.
Pods.
Yeah, well, that's the thing with like the Keurig type ones. Like once the patent was up on them and just anyone could make it in that thing, like it became way easier and cheaper and much better stuff that you could get a hold of. Nespresso hasn't gotten there yet.
Wow, there's your problem, John.
So here's the other thing that I wanted to make sure everyone knew as I started recording is that you were talking and you were saying things as we're getting ready to start, and I just sat here and like waited till you said something that I really wanted to capture, and then like I was hovering over like to play the opening music button,
Yep.
And just waiting for you to say the right thing before I hit play. So I appreciate that you kind of set me up for that one.
You know what I appreciate, John?
What's that, Dave?
That you reset your router today.
Dave, I did. I reset my router. I waited to do it during dinner so that like I knew everyone would be off the internet.
John, here's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna break this down for you. Okay.
Okay.
You are the man of the house. You are the one with the office, the one with a very, very important podcast to record with all of its 12 listeners that listen to the show every week.
Yes, Dave.
Okay. And therefore, if the internet needs to be reset, John, you need to just reset it. If Amy's going to get kicked off Netflix for 2 seconds, Amy's just going to have to deal with that.
So you can have words with her. No,
me and her have words all the time, John. It's fine.
I just figured this is a time when we're going to be eating and no one's going to be on the internet. So it sounds like a good time to do it. And it was also going to be like an hour and a half before we recorded. So perfect. Still plenty of time to fix everything if it broke.
I was going to say, just in case everything completely goes down.
Yeah. Dave, I think we need to do our 2 normal every single show updates that we do. So which one do you want to go with first? You want to go with arcade or Animal Crossing first?
Animal Crossing, John, because I know it's going to make you upset. And I just want to start every podcast with making you upset.
It's not going to make me upset because I know what you're going to say. You sold your turnips for some absurdly high price.
650 bells a piece, my friend, and I bought them for 90.
Yeah. So here's the thing.
So I made a profit of 2.3 million bells.
So it doesn't bother me because I'm at the point in the game when money doesn't mean anything. Like right now I have 2.9 million bells. Mm-hmm. And nothing to spend them on until turnips come around again. And I'll buy a whole bunch of turnips again. And really for no other reason than just that rush of trying to do it. Right? Like that, oh, how much am I going to be able to pull off? Because here's the thing. I don't want to sell on someone else's island. So I did today because I found out that I was probably going to top out at like 130 on my island. So Chelsea Capri's like, hey, you can come sell mine. Mine are like 190. I'm like, okay, cool. It took me 4 trips to sell them all.
So do you want to hear what I had to do, John?
What's that?
So I'm at work and Jeff gives me a call. Now I'm off work in like 5 minutes, but Jeff's calling me. I'm like, I'm like, Jeff, I'll call you back. Right? And I call Jeff back. He's like, Dave, you got to get on this Facebook group for Animal Crossing in Ohio. I'm like, what? He's like, this guy's opening his gates and his turnips are at 650 bells a piece. He's going to leave his gates open. I'm like, great. What's his dodo code? He's like, he's not using dodo codes. We got to use friend codes. I'm like, so not only am I, trying to, get home, relax, I'm trying to get onto this guy's island. This is the stupidest thing ever. So I sent this dude a friend request. Wait. He's like, dude, I just left my gates open and I left my Switch at the house. I got to go pick up my son and then I'll like come back and add you and then you can fly over. I'm like, this is nonsense. This is absolute nonsense. This is stupid. I don't know this person. Why aren't they using a dodo code? Okay. What was his name?
Okay.
Oh, I think it's Sean Klein. Hi, Sean Klein. We could be friends. I'll forgive you for this. So Jeff's like, you know what you could do? You could just bring all your turnips to me, and then I'll take all your turnips and fly to this guy's island and then bring you back all the bells. So now I'm flying my 4,000 turnips to Jeff's island.
4,000 turnips is like one pocket full.
It was a pocket full when I got rid of all my tools.
Yeah, like that's one trip. One trip is not a big deal.
Yeah, except now it was one trip to Jeff's island to drop them all off, fly out of Jeff's island. Jeff has to pick up all my turnips. Then he needs to fly to this dude's island, go to his island, sell all these turnips, get the bell profit, then fly all the way back to his island. And then I need to go back to his island and go land and go pick up all the bells he's dropping for me to pick up.
That sounds like a small price to pay for the amount of bells you pulled off.
I know, but then we had to do it again for Rachel because she had 3,000 bells or turnips.
Why didn't you? Never mind. I'm not going to go into this. I have a feeling there was a smarter way to do it.
Because her turnips were in her house, and I can't go into her house and pick up her turnips as me.
Oh, yeah.
So no matter what, we have to switch profiles. And then Jeff had to fly back to our island, drop all her bells, pick up her bells as her, and then... This is stupid. This was really dumb. I appreciate you, Sean. I do. Sean Klein. Feels like an underwear brand. I do appreciate you for letting me on your island, but by me, I mean sending Jeff via proxy to go sell my turnips. I hate this game. I don't like this part of the game.
So, okay, and I'm basically at the point, for the most part, I'm only going to sell on my own, unless I have one of those weeks that's like, you're only going to lose a whole bunch of money. And the only okay, so I'm still doing the whole turnip thing for two reasons. One, it's an addiction. Like, the thrill of it is kind of an addiction of, how's this week going to turn out? Am I going to hit it big? Ooh, I'm going to hit it big, you know? Two, there is one of those things, the Nook Miles things, whatever those are called, where the top tier is like 10 million, and I haven't quite hit that yet. Like total profits from turnips is 10 million. I haven't hit that yet, and I need to hit that.
Okay.
Right? Like, I need to get that thing done. After that, I mean, there's only so much I can spend bells on in a week. Only so many products I can buy.
So this was my problem with the whole thing, John, is like, after I pay off my house, which I have not done yet, I know I'm behind. I owe less than like 300,000 bells or something.
Okay.
But I'm trying to all pay it exactly at once. Like, I want to pay that last 2,498,000 or whatever it is. I want to pay that all at one go. Like, I just want to click like full price. Boom. So I've got that all in my savings, plus we're going to hit the interest, which is crap, but whatever. I hate the stress, John. I hate the stress of the turnip game. I hate group texts. I hate going to that website. I hate trying to read this giant chart.
The website and the chart are like the least of it. Dave, I think while we're here on this Animal Crossing journey,
if I could just put them in my house storage, that'd be fine. I'd be less upset about this whole thing.
I just built like
a turnip garden,
fence, like a fence area, and just laid them out. But while we're talking about Animal Crossing, and a little bit later we're going to get to more of these comments that were sent to you, you put out a tweet saying, hey, what should we talk about? And Sean Capri wrote in and said, hey, guys, I've been pretty loud about my discontent about Animal Crossing and its anti-consumer nonsense. One island per game per console, no cloud saves, atrocious. Now I'm seeing people losing their save data to corruption errors. Should I show compassion or say I told you?
Okay, so who's losing their saves due to corruption?
So I have not heard this.
I haven't heard this at all.
I have no doubt that someone out there has started their game and lost it all due to their Switch getting messed up, corrupt file, something. Like, I don't know. I don't know where he's seeing these reports, but I'm assuming he is, and it doesn't surprise me that's happening to at least someone. Right. So first of all, Sean, you're Canadian. Show compassion. That's what Canadians do. Tell them you're sorry. Show compassion. It's also the nice thing to do. And Sean, you're a nice guy. But that being said, Dave, if right now you were to lose your data, lose your save file for whatever reason, would you start over?
Yeah.
I don't know that I could.
I've had all this time to think about it. One. I realize, John, that I understand the mechanics of the game so much better than I do now. I understand where I want houses. I understand how terraforming is going to work later. I understand the benefits of putting things in certain places, whether you're blocking things or not, how to not block your rivers. If I could do it all again, I probably would.
Dave, I can't wait for you to come to my island the next time and see who greets you as you come off the airplane. I put one cool thing there.
Okay.
That's all I got. Like, so you're talking about like knowing how to, dude. I built like this little.
If it's that giant robot, I'm gonna be ticked.
No, I cannot buy that giant robot. I can't make the giant robot. Like, there's too many pieces to it that I don't know even how to get them.
Yep,
like,
that's my problem.
But
you need like a rocket ship, John. And
yeah,
I have like an old rocket ship, which I'm pretty sure doesn't count.
I don't even have one of those.
Yeah, I just happened to shoot it down from a balloon or something. This whole thing. Let me talk about cloud saves. Let's just go on for a rant about cloud saves.
Okay.
They have never, ever, in my entire gaming history, ever saved my ass. Ever. If anything, they have made modern gaming, for me, more frustrating than anything else.
Okay, here's what I will say for sure positive about cloud saves. Like, I actually, when I had to switch over my switches one time for some reason, I forgot what the deal was, it was helpful. Like, it was easier to do with cloud saves. Now, that being said, the best thing I've found about cloud saves is there are games that are cross-platform PC and Xbox that because of the cloud save, I can start on one and pick up on the other.
That in practice is what I want. If I lose my save data for a game that I put a bunch of time into, who cares?
Oh, so let's talk about a game. Hold on. Let's talk about a game that doesn't have cloud saves, and it is the reason I will for sure never play it again. I was playing Pokemon Let's Go Eevee.
Oh,
and
okay.
I was at the Final Four or whatever they're called.
The Elite Four,
right? The Elite Four.
Okay.
I had made my way to them. I had people all built up. I had like the Pokeball, so I'd carry one around and get them like built up and stuff like that. Had all this stuff. And then I had to transfer something, and I don't remember what the deal is, but I lost all my saves. Like, in that process, I did not think it through properly and lost all my saves. So,
I mean, as a person who enjoyed Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, as a person who had a good time playing that game, hold on. That game is boring as shit. And if I had to start over, I wouldn't.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like I enjoyed playing through it while I was doing it. I don't want to do it again.
I did too. I will never do it again.
So,
and I beat it, and I caught Mewtwo, and I did the whole thing, and that was great. The one time I did it. I'll probably never go back to it. There's a lot from that game I wish would get moved to real Pokemon. Okay, let's talk about the one time cloud saves didn't save me. And it still annoys me to this day is I bought a new PS4 Pro, right? PlayStation 4, cloud saves, great thing, perfect, great. The only game I give a crap about on PS4, other than Spider-Man, which was great, and I beat it once, and if I lost my save, it's 98% complete, because I didn't want to go catch all the freaking pigeons, okay? Mm-hmm. If I were to lose that save, I'd be bummed out, but I would just start the game over and play it again. I don't care. Like, I like that game enough that I would just play it again. The cloud save I lost in upgrading to that Spider-Man PS4 Pro was my cloud save for Rock Band 4. So
how did you lose it? Like, did it not have cloud saves? What was the deal?
It does. I don't know how to get cloud saves. I don't know how to pull cloud saves down. By starting the game up, I overrided the cloud save that I know is somewhere in that menu buried option. I don't care. It was dumb. And if cloud saves worked the way they're supposed to, John, is the way that you want them to work, which is the way they should work. If I start a game on something and I just boot up that game on something else and I'm logged in, that cloud save should just come down automatically. It should not assume that I want to start Rock Band 4 over again and get all my scores again. It's fine. It's fine. I like playing Rock Band. I'm okay getting the scores again. It's not a big deal. I'm not upset about it in the long run, but it is stupid and frustrating. And why? It's never helped. It's never helped. It's never worked. I never know how to get them, and I don't care.
So here's the thing, right? Is like I've never dealt with it with PlayStation because I have one PlayStation 4, and it doesn't do play here then pick up here type thing.
If
right?
I buy another Xbox, which I've considered for my living room to have a Blu-ray player in that room, right? because
Okay.
putting an Xbox in there is better than putting a crappy Blu-ray player in there, in my opinion.
Sure.
That's
Sure.
just the way I view it. Am I just going to magically be able to boot up Forza and keep
Yes.
playing my save? See, that's
Yeah.
great. Theoretically, that's great. I'm
So-
not going to have multiple Switches.
Okay, so here's the thing though, is like with the Xbox and and then PC, what I've noticed is whenever you boot up a game, it'll say syncing save data, like will come across before it even like gets the game fully up.
Well,
And it seems like that's what it's doing.
That's great.
I have no knowledge if that's how the PlayStation works.
My PS4 doesn't do that. My Switch doesn't do that. I'm only ever going to have one Switch. If I break my Switch, God forbid I break my Switch, please don't happen. I don't want that to happen, especially right now when I can't get another one, and I need another one because I'd want to play Animal Crossing and need to play Animal Crossing. I would just start my games over again if I want to play them.
So
I don't care. I don't care. It's everybody's love of freaking cloud saves. Boo
I don't
hoo,
know.
boo hoo. Oh my God, you got to pay Tom Nook again? I'm so sorry you need to fish more. Oh my God, I'm so sorry you get to put things in the museum again. What a horrible thing to do.
Here's what I will say though. Look, listen. If I had my house the way I wanted it, with all the stuff in it that I wanted, that I was finally able to find these different pieces and like make my house the way I want. Which, by the way, every time I go into like the villagers' houses, and I look at like I went to this one villager's house recently, and she had like a nicer kitchen sink like thing than I did, and she also had like one of the overhead ones with the microwave and the ventilation. And I'm like, I want that. Like, why don't I have that? Why can't I get, where is that for me? Like all my villagers have these little things in their houses that is like, that is so much nicer than what I have. And that's crap. So anyway, if I got all that stuff, if I worked hard and made my house look the way it was and like found stuff, it's like, oh man, this might be a rare thing. Like I might not find it again, and you lose it and you don't know if you're gonna be able to get a hold of those same items. I can see people being super pissed off. Right. But
you find new stuff. Enjoy the excitement of starting over. If you
I probably wouldn't.
Then you're done. You finished the game, John. You didn't care enough to start over. I'm gonna make an opinion. I'm gonna state an opinion right now. Let me tell you something, John.
Yeah.
If you don't like a game enough to play it again, then you didn't like the game.
That is not true. That is not. There are plenty of games that I really enjoyed playing, but I'm like, I will not play through it again. Like playing through it again because you already know the story, you already know how it's going to go, you already know what's coming next, right? Will make it where you don't play a game again.
I'm not saying if you don't like it enough to play it again, you don't like the game. I'm not saying you're going to be ready to start Animal Crossing over again tomorrow, John, if you lost your island. That's not what I'm saying. If the idea of starting the game over ever again in your entire life sounds miserable, then you didn't like the experience.
So here's the problem is like I would probably still keep seeing stuff like on Twitter and be like, okay, fine, I'll start again. But then I'd be like all frustrated and just be like, gotta go do all this stuff to pay my house off again, and like just like little bitter things until I got back to where it is. And don't get me wrong, like my thing's nothing special, but I'm starting to get things where I got one of those like electronic dartboards today.
Have you seen
to
Jeff's
go in
Island?
my game room?
Have you seen Jeff's
I have
Island?
not.
It's absurd. It is absurd.
Okay, we have talked about Animal Crossing way too long today. I will end on this one thing. I took the Animal Crossing cartridge out of my Switch for the first time since the game came out. Took it out yesterday to put in Civilization 6. I really enjoy Civilization 6. I haven't played that much and have a whole lot of time, but it was real interesting to be like, oh yeah, like this is how in depth that game is. Holy crap, I've got to re-acclimate myself to this type of game.
I bought Animal Crossing digitally. I'm just going to say this. I don't give a crap about cloud saves. Let's just screw all you people upset about it. I don't care.
Okay.
I say this in a year when I lose my Animal Crossing island. Maybe I'll change my tune, but
probably. Okay, Dave.
Yes.
Um,
One island per Switch. Rachel and I
Yeah.
are quite enjoying sharing the island. I think it's fine. Get over it.
Yeah.
It's a design choice, and if you want your own damn island, go buy your own Switch. That sounds like a really like jerky kind of thing to say. Go spend your own money. Like, go make some money, you loser. Like, that's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying like, it's an intentional design choice, and I don't mind it.
I think I don't know. I honestly think I kind of agree with Sean. It's bullshit, right? Like
It is.
you should be able to have a second person start their own island and stuff. I don't understand why. Whatever. It doesn't matter. It is bullshit. I agree, Sean.
I don't disagree with the fact that it is technically bullshit. I don't mind it as a design choice. It has not become a hindrance, and I like it kind of. So everybody's going to be different. Everybody's going to be a little bit different on that one.
Okay. Here's the thing we always have to get updates on before we dive in the rest of these questions, because Animal Crossing went way too long.
I have not worked on mine at all. There's the answer to updating the cabinets. That's where we're at.
So mine is up and running. Like right now, it is turned on. It is right next to me. It's on the wall. I've got it hooked up. I got my Raspberry Pi. It's all screwed in up there. By the way, putting that thing together, like I had to screw the base upside down under my control deck. And then after that, you just kind of pop a couple things in place. Mine has a fan. I don't know if yours has a fan on it.
No, mine is a metal steel. It's a steel. It's an aluminum. As Jenny, I would say aluminum, right? That's how he says it. That is a heat sink for the whole machine, so I don't need a fan.
Okay, well, mine has 3 little heat sinks for different components inside, and it has a fan. Why not, right? Like, might as well. And you can hear the fan, but it's not a big deal. Here's the thing, is I chose a different interface or whatever you want to call it than the one you did.
Uh-huh.
So the one that I got was from Supreme Team. And I watched a bunch of videos, and it seemed like the one that just looked the nicest and kind of had some of the features maybe I wanted. So I boot this thing up, right? I had the SD card ready ahead of time. I get it all together, plug it in, boot it up, and I'm just like, where's games? And like I'm flipping through, and it's like these different emulators, PC and I don't know, Dreamcast, I think was one of them, and something else. Like these number emulators, but there's no MAME, and I'm like, what? Like what do I do? Like, like did I get the wrong one? Like I don't know what. And so I started doing all this research on how to get more games on there. Dude, it's easy. It is so easy to add games to these things.
Yes,
and it's probably the same as yours, right?
Yeah.
So literally, I take a thumbstick, make a RetroPie folder, make a ROMs folder in that, plug it in, and it populates itself with more folders for every single emulator that is on this thing.
Right.
And then I just gotta drag them in, and plug it back in, and it basically like sucks itself. It basically like vacuums itself like onto the SD card,
yes.
like just sucks it straight off the USB.
Yes, it is super easy. Yeah. Okay.
The problem I'm having is trying to remember which games I want to move over from there for like the arcade games. Yeah, here I am yawning. I don't know why.
Making me yawn.
Yeah, because what arcade games I want to move over. And then once I realize that, I have to figure out what ROM is them, because they don't always have it labeled in a way that makes sense.
This is why those big bulk packs that you get off archive.org and stuff, like as great as that is, it's more time consuming and maybe a pain in the ass to go in one by one and put the games in, but I feel like the rewarding nature of that would be better.
So here's the thing too. So like MAME was not an option as I was scrolling through the menu. Like it just wasn't there. And I'm like, well, that's weird. But as I put ROMs in, then it popped up.
I was gonna say, yeah.
There was also 3 different MAMEs. And so I put some in the first folder, put it in. The ROMs didn't work. Okay, so I took the next MAME folder and put it in there. Chest out, ROMs didn't work. So I put it in the third. Of course, it was the last one. Like it was like I couldn't have chosen that one first. But I finally figured out the right folder and got it in there. Also, like this one, I don't know if you have this on yours, but like there's a full desktop you can go to basically. Like looks like a Windows desktop that I can get into.
The one I have, I can get into terminal. Yeah, I'm assuming
So-
you're into Raspbian, like you're running RetroPie on top of Raspbian. It's like
Something like that.
it's like a sunset background on the desktop.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Okay.
It's Pixel. Pixel's the thing that is the program. But there's all these. I don't know. Anyway, the whole thing's cool. Trying to figure out how to get this thing online was interesting. But I got it online, which is good.
I'm just gonna plug it into the wired connection.
Yeah, I couldn't find a cord long enough at that moment.
I can't find an Ethernet cable. I bought a bunch. I have them. I have the switches directly below this stupid box. This is half the reason, John, I haven't moved forward. Because I just want it on my network because I want to add the games remotely from my computer downstairs.
I tried that, and I could not get my computer to see it. I made sure they were on the same network, because I have two routers. I made sure they were on the same network, and I could not get them to see each other. So I just thumbstick worked.
The beauty and maybe the curse of the Mac is that there's ways to access every computer remotely on the network really easily. Like if you know the IP address, I can go to the top menu, hit go, type in the IP address, and then it'll show me the entire computer.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. Like I had the IP address and everything, and just wouldn't find it. Anyways, that's boring talk.
Yeah, let's talk servers and network, John. Welcome to Servers and Network with Dave and John. Today's episode, we're going to talk IT in your work environment from home, because everybody these days is working from home.
So anyway, Dave, I'm very excited, like how easy it was to map the controls and figure things out.
Isn't that incredibly intuitive? Have you ever set up an emulator on a PC, like a complicated emulator, like a PS2 emulator, and it's like it's the worst. Mapping a controller, all that crap, it's nonsense. This thing, RetroPie, it's so easy. It's so easy. It works so well.
You want to know the one game I played on it? Because it took me a while to figure out. Like it took me until earlier today to figure out how to get them into the right folder so I could actually play a game. And I wanted to move over games that I knew worked. So there's only one game that I played on this, and it's Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. I made like 2-player work to make sure, because you only map one controller, and then all of a sudden both of them work. It's crazy.
That's because it's the same board.
I mean, no, they're coming in 2 different USBs.
I know, but they're connected.
Yeah. So anyway, I've got to try it. Like, there's Bluetooth on there. So like, I also want to talk about like using like a PS3 controller.
Oh, it's super easy to sync a PS3 controller. It's even easier to sync an Xbox One controller.
Yeah, but you want to hear some of my Xbox One controllers? So I have 3 Xbox One controllers.
John,
right?
I have 3 PS4 controllers. I feel like you're about to make the same complaint I have about my
No. No. Oh no, I'm not. There's no way possible you'd have my same problem.
Okay, I'm ready. Let's hear it.
So
I have 2 Xbox controllers. Both of them are perfect.
No. All my controllers are fine. The controllers themselves are fine, but I have 3. I have an old school one, right? Like the OG original Xbox One controller. And the difference between that one and like the One S controllers is that they were not Bluetooth or something else. So you can't Bluetooth it to a computer or like an iPad or something like that. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. You can't do it. It doesn't work.
Okay,
you have to hardwire plug those in. So then I have 2 Xbox One S controllers. I have a white one and I have a Minecraft one that came with our Minecraft Xbox One S. Now, my son uses those to play Fortnite on his iPad. And he also takes them back and forth between the 2 Xboxes. You know how many times a day I end up having to sync an Xbox controller to an Xbox to be able to use it because he keeps moving them around to different devices?
Even though there's 3 controllers and he could just sync one to his iPad and just use that one with his iPad and then just sync the other one with the Xbox. And considering they run on AA batteries, which is the stupidest thing ever, but also one of the greatest things about them in the world.
Yeah, it works. I prefer it that way.
Wow. Hi, Ryan. Get your crap together, buddy. This is why we had to kick you off the island. That's why John can't share an island with anybody. And apparently he can't even share his Xbox controllers. On all my DualShock 4s, while we're complaining about controllers, I bought a brand new DualShock 4.
Yeah.
I used it once.
Okay.
Didn't have anything on my hands of any shape or form. The X button sticks.
Oh, nice.
On my white DualShock 4 that I got, that I just have, was like a replacement controller from my original PS4, like to have two.
Yeah.
Right? The PlayStation button sticks. Why? I don't freaking know. And the only controller I have that's nice for my PS4 is my Spider-Man one, and I don't want to touch it because it's my Spider-Man one. I hate that controller.
I love that controller.
I hate the PS4. It is the worst thing Sony has ever manufactured in the history of man. And I will never forgive it for that. The Xbox is the nicest console I've ever owned, like hardware-wise. It is the most well-built console, and Switch has the best games.
Dave,
I don't know what's happening in the world, John. I want everybody in the world to know that I still hate the PS4.
Dave.
Still
Okay. Take some breaths. Take some breaths, Dave. So I was playing a game with Ryan earlier today called Totally Reliable Delivery Service or whatever. It's on Game Pass. It's one of those just goofy multiplayer games, and it's made to be goofy and fun. But I was actually trying to complete the task because I was like, okay, I'm playing this game because I know he really wants to, but I have other things I need to do. It's like, we're going to do X number of tasks. He was cracking up, screwing things up on purpose, just acting like a fool, having the best time. I couldn't take it. I got to the point of like, I have to turn this game off. Like, I felt bad. So then later, right before we were recording, I went upstairs and I'd gotten like the Nathan Drake collection, the Uncharted Nathan Drake collection on the PS4 because it was free.
Yeah, doesn't that annoy you, considering I got it for free with my PS4?
I don't know.
Both the games that they're giving away for free, I already have. Sony.
Okay. Well, these weren't like the PS Plus games. These were just games that are like, here's some free games for you if you don't have them. But that's great.
Who doesn't have the Nathan Drake collection?
I didn't have it.
Get out of here, John. Get out of. I don't have to replace you.
So, anyways, I just didn't have it because I'd played them before, so I never bought it or anything. Anyway, so I decided to let Ryan play this, and he just couldn't take it serious, which is fine to an extent. But it was also very frustrating watching him. Like, I'm like, look, all you gotta do is try to climb that. And he's like jumping all over the weird place. And I'm just like, I don't know why I was extra irritable.
I don't know how you could even take Uncharted not seriously.
I don't know either.
Was it the first Uncharted?
Yeah. And he's just like trying to shoot Sully, which fine, whatever. And he's like talking trash. Granted, the trash talk was pretty funny for a 9-year-old, right? But like, and he gets to the point where he's like actually needs to do the thing, and it's just like, oh my god, like do the thing, like solve the puzzle. It's not a hard one, and he's just that was frustrating. I
still hate the puzzles in that game.
I don't. I love those games. Dave, let's move on.
I like that game. I like the story. I do not like the dumb puzzles. The dumb visual. Here's a carving in a rock. Make sure you go line up this carving with this other carving. Press the buttons in this order based on this stupid little drawing that's really hard to see when you're blind. Thanks, Sony.
Okay, look. They can only so much. It's a video game, which is a visual thing. They can only so much take in consideration everyone's disability.
You know, Animal Crossing doesn't have any visual disability problems except the tiny little bugs that I can't always see. But that, I get over it.
I can't see them either.
That's why I play it on my 65-inch 4K TV, like 6 feet away from it.
All right, Dave. So I want to move on to some other things that people replied with whenever you asked them what you talk about today.
Oh yeah, we have other stuff to talk about, John. I thought we were light on topics. I put this tweet out hoping that I didn't think we'd had enough to talk about, so I was hoping this would help, and clearly I was wrong.
Okay, so Andy said that he thought he said, let's see. So I thought when Dave said that he had footage from an old open mic nights, he was referring to stand-up. So what was it? Performing music? Was he singing? What kind of stuff was he playing?
I did sing in a band one time, and that footage does exist. And it is on a YouTube channel that exists. And I will not take it off private, and I will not share it with the internet.
I will find a way, guys. I will find a way.
Good luck. I could unlock all my videos on my old YouTube channel, and you could have a good time trying to find it.
So was there anything else? Like you talked about these like comedy videos of some sort.
I did comedy videos that are still private on that YouTube channel that are not open mics. From when I was.
Is it just like a scripted little play thing?
No, it's like imagine
like a monologue.
Imagine old YouTube, like early YouTube, jump cutty, stupid jokes. You know, one person in front of a camera in their bedroom making dumb jokes. And that's me, except I'm like in middle school and a weirdo.
Okay.
Okay.
I can imagine that.
Yeah, no, you don't want to. I had this crazy afro. All my clothes were too big because I was in that weird like going through puberty pudgy stage where like everybody's kind of a little bit round because they haven't like grown into their bodies yet.
I was never round at that age. I was very, very skinny child.
I was skinny, but like not proportioned correctly.
Okay.
Anyway.
Okay. Let's see what else we have here. I thought we had one from Eric. Oh yeah. What game system did you miss out on as a kid, and have you rectified that since then?
I had most of the consoles. The only console I remember missing out on specifically is the Dreamcast.
Yeah.
And I don't have a Dreamcast. I've never had a Dreamcast, and everything that's notable that was on Dreamcast got ported to the GameCube. Sonic Adventure Battle 2. Because that's literally the only game that I could think of on Dreamcast that I missed other than like the original Soul Calibur. But we got Soul Calibur 2. So like I feel like every game that was notable for the Dreamcast got either a better version or a game that I played later, and I didn't really miss out on anything.
So I was just Nintendo, right? So I had the original Nintendo, and then I had the Super Nintendo, and then I skipped the N64 and went straight to PlayStation, and just kind of like I've owned every PlayStation at one time or another.
See, I had the PS2, but my brother like had the GameCube, so we had the GameCube, and we had an N64. We got it late into the cycle. We had a PS1 originally. And I had tons of PS1 games and very few N64 games, but I had the highlights like Star Fox 64, Majora's Mask, Ocarina of Time, everything but Mario 64, apparently.
So I didn't have an N64 until I got married. So my wife had it. And we got married during the GameCube time.
In the 90s.
I got a GameCube. Yeah, in the 90s. I had a GameCube maybe like halfway through the life cycle, maybe closer towards the end of it. I finally bought one, and I love my GameCube. But the N64 thing I did rectify, right? So I got one whenever I inherited one when I got married. So my wife had one, and then we sold that years later, and I have another one now.
I still have my childhood N64. It's still the one that I have working. Well, it's actually my only childhood original console I still have.
Oh, I still have my childhood Super Nintendo down there. The NES that I have, I bought not too long ago because I wanted to have it down there, but
I've replaced them. They've either died and been replaced, or I sold them and I've replaced them since.
So the one thing, so I never owned any Sega consoles. I had friends that had them every once in a while, but as you and I both recently realized, we both now own a Genesis.
Yes.
And I never thought I would own a Genesis, and I would not have bought it had it not been so cheap at a at a thrift store that the money went towards helping like animals in need.
I got it for free, so
yeah. Well, there's that too.
Can't turn that down.
Are there any systems out there? So I mean, I've been collecting retro systems, right? Like that's a thing I do. I was supposed to have been in Wisconsin recently, and I was going to buy a Sega Mega Drive Master System. Which one's the one that was before the Genesis that looked kind of like the NES? Like they had the NES looking controller. Now I can't remember if it's a Master System or Mega Drive.
It's the Master System. The Mega Drive is the non-American Genesis.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah,
I think. Oh
yeah,
my God!
I think you're
Internet,
right.
please don't correct me if I'm wrong. Just let me be wrong.
So I found one for $50 working all, the controllers, all the wires, all that stuff at this place. And I didn't pick it up then. So I'm like, I already scheduled to be back in Wisconsin. I'll pick it up then.
Yeah. Wonder what happened to that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a number of things, virus included, canceled that trip. But now, like, I don't like going to Wisconsin. Like, I really don't like going to Wisconsin. Like, it's a place where my phone service is the worst. It's a place where there's really nothing to do. It's stupid cold up there. All these things, but this one store that is
shade.
so awesome that I wanted to go back and buy. Like I was going to be like, okay, like here's $150 I'm setting aside just to spend in the store when I go out of town, and now I might never go back to Menominee, Wisconsin, and buy this system.
You're never gonna go out of town ever again, John.
Who knows?
Didn't you know? We're never leaving our houses.
Well, that's not true because they're actually starting to open up types of things in different places here, probably in May. Like here in Washington, it's like state parks are going to open, golf courses, like things where you can be outside and outdoorsy and not be near other people, but still be, in these places. They're going to open that stuff back up for us.
They have not confirmed anything here yet.
Oh, well, sorry to hear that. Moving
as far as I'm aware, somebody could tell me I'm wrong, but.
So Grouchy says, I hope you and your main man on the internet are staying safe. Not a question, but I like it. And I think we are.
Doing our best as much as we can.
I'm like absurdly tired, like out of nowhere. And I got this like sinus drainage thing that just started like right before we started recording. And it's one of those things you're like, I don't think I should be this tired right now. And my throat's a little sore, but yeah, it's probably a sign. But all those little things hit you like, wait a minute. Like, am I coming down with symptoms? Like, it's this weird fear
it's
that
an awful,
never happens.
It's an awful fear, dude. It's an awful fear where you're like, man, I just don't feel that great right now, this moment. I wonder what that is. And the worst part is, John, like, it's probably nothing. Right? Like, let's realize it's probably just the fact that it's like allergies and the temperature keeps changing, blah, 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 blah. But the other part is like, a lot of people are going to get this thing and like barely know they have it. So
I don't know if I told you this. My cousin has it.
Okay.
And he lives in DC.
Okay.
And he was one of the very early cases of it. He was on the news and everything. And granted, like they were trying to play it up. There was a spin on the news thing that was going on because he's ex-Army, so he's a veteran. And they're like, oh, Army vet can't get testing, blah, blah, blah. So they were putting a spin on it. Like, had he been just some normal old civilian, they probably wouldn't have, like, given him that much attention.
Can't get testing because testing doesn't exist, not because he is being denied testing. But sure.
Well, sure. But I mean, they were definitely focusing more on him because he is a veteran, right? Which I didn't, I mean, I'm a veteran myself, and I don't appreciate when they're like, let's focus on this because he's a veteran. Anyway, not the point. The point is, I found out today, apparently he's been sick for like 47 days. Like super sick for 47 days, running like 100+ fever every single day. Like, I don't know, like to his knowledge, he had no underlying conditions or anything like that. So, but maybe he did.
But he's sick, but he's okay, is what you're telling me.
I mean, he was in the hospital with like mask on and all that stuff. Like talking about how it got bad. Like, I don't know if it got near death bad, but it got bad. Anyway, but we are staying safe. Me and my family and whatever.
The last thing I want to say about this stupid spin thing is always just read the article. Like read the article, people, every time when they use a headline like that. Like the one that I keep going back to that drives me nuts is they said like 17-year-old dog dies of coronavirus, and then like you read the article and you're like, okay, that was a 17-year-old dog. Number one, right? Like, that's a really old dog. 2, it was separated from its owner, put into a government facility by itself, and it had a very mild positive test of coronavirus. Like, it didn't die of coronavirus. It died of, like, being separated from its owner at 17. You dumbass article.
Okay, so here's the last thing that was written into us here. We need to rank these things in order of least favorite to most favorite.
Okay, I didn't actually read this.
Okay, so
I
think,
saw it and then didn't get to read the whole thing. So
I think I have my my thing. So here's your things: potato chips, soft towels, Keanu Reeves, the TV show Frasier, and music.
okay,
So what's your least favorite of those?
the TV show Frasier. I don't care because I've never seen it nor care.
What's your next least favorite?
Keanu Reeves.
Okay.
Because I also give 0 Fs.
What's your next least favorite?
I don't remember what the other choices are.
Okay, so what you have left is potato chips, soft towels, and music.
Probably. All right, this is where it gets tricky.
Okay.
I like all 3 of those things.
Okay, well, got to figure out which one do you like the least of those.
Probably music.
Oh, ouch. Okay.
I like music a lot, but I don't think I want to go in a world without potato chips.
Okay, so is potato chips number 1 for you?
No.
Or soft towels?
No, soft towels is number 1.
Okay, so your list from least favorite to most favorite goes Frasier, Keanu Reeves, music, potato chips, soft towels.
Yes.
Okay. Mine, I think going from least favorite to most favorite is going to be potato chips.
What?
Keanu Reeves, and I gotta say this, like Keanu Reeves has been in some amazing things, and he has also been in some garbage things, and he has also been in those things where like this is a great movie, but is he really a good actor? Like, and then he's been in some other things you're like, oh, he's doing a fantastic job. I
don't get it.
I put him in this category with a few other people. One of them is Christian Bale. I think Christian Bale does an amazing job as an action star, but does not do a good job as an actor. Like Christian Bale is not a good actor, but he's a badass when it comes to doing like these action parts.
Okay.
I think that's where Keanu Reeves falls. Like I don't think he's really that great of an actor. And don't get me wrong, like, I saw John Wick recently. I think I've only seen the first one just because I've never gotten around to the rest of them, and I really enjoyed it. But I don't know that like his acting blew me away. And when you see like some of his earlier stuff, you're like, like that might not have been a big movie. Like The Matrix, like the movie, yay, his acting, So anyway, so mine goes potato chips, Keanu Reeves, and then I'll have to put Frasier. But I gotta say, I really do enjoy Frasier. Like it is the most uppity, snooty sitcom of a TV show, but I've seen almost all of it, and there's just something about it. There's something about Frasier that I enjoy.
Okay.
And then I would have to do soft towels and then music, because I don't think I could live in a world without music.
I like music. It's hard to put music there. Music could be a close second, but I really like soft towels.
Yeah, soft towels are nice. My wife always buys like new towels. Like every once in a while, she's like, "We need new towels," and I'm like, "Why do we need new towels?" And she'll get the new towels. They're like, "Oh, these are nice new towels." And then we give the kids like the crappy towels.
Yep.
And then every once in a while, all the good towels are being washed for whatever reason. And you go get a towel, and you're like, "This doesn't feel right drying myself off." Or like I'd be at a hotel, and I'd be like, "Why am I rubbing myself with sandpaper here?"
Paying for luxury, John. That's what luxury is like. Didn't you know?
I did. Dave, I have something else to show you if you want to hear about it.
I do.
Okay.
Who cares? It's our show. We can go as long as we want.
Well, no, we're not. We're still not even at the hour mark. We'll make this kind of quick. So my wife comes home from the store because I had to work this morning, and she went to the store, and she comes back. She's like, "I got you something for being a good boy." And I'm like, "What is it?" She's like, "The world's smallest GI Joe." So this is actually officially licensed. I'm gonna try to hold this close enough so you can actually see it. Although it won't focus on it. It's actually officially licensed by Hasbro, who is the one who owns GI Joe. But it's definitely like based on the original GI Joe, which were like Barbie doll size toys, and very generic. This one has lifelike hair, which means they put like felt type thing around it on its head and its face. And his beard line is not legit.
I mean, I don't have a lot of like attachment to G.I. Joe, but I would assume that like he has like probably like a pretty shaved head almost.
It's pretty short hair. But here's why I wanted to bring this up.
Okay.
There's this classic mini collectible toys, world's smallest. Before you ask, yes, they actually work, is what it says on the little tag. Now, this came with it, okay? And
so you did a deep dive.
Well, it came with it when I opened it.
Okay.
So in here are some things, and I'm curious if any of these are things you'd be like, I'm nostalgic about that. I would like to have one of these.
Or this is for you. Is what you're asking me. Like, is all their entire set nostalgic for you, or is it nostalgic for me, too?
Yeah. Because
Okay.
a lot of these things I think are before your time, right? So
we had GI Joes, but they weren't nearly, the thing they were for you.
Yes. So I'm not going to go through all of these. They do have like the Little Green Army Men, which are literally just the Little Green Army Men, which makes you wonder if they're the world's smallest Little Green Army Men. Like, how freaking tiny are these things?
Dude, I loved Army Men. I had this giant box, like one of those giant big plastic containers that you can have like that people throw Legos into, basically.
Yeah.
I had one of those, but it was full of army guys, and I had like all the armies, like I had all the different colors. And I had like all these tents and bases and tanks and stuff, and I used to set this shit up. I took up the whole basement, would set this shit up, and then I would just leave it there.
Nice.
And my dad would go down there, and he wants to go down there and drink his beer and watch his TV, late at night. And like the entire basement's just completely littered with guys with sniper rifles on top of the TV stands and along the edges of all the walls and all over the floor. And then I would start building like little cabins with the Lincoln logs for them. Oh my God. It was a disaster. It was an absolute disaster. I'm so sorry. Okay. I also hold on. The last thing I want to say is I had a space set that I got at the Science Center that had like all the NASA guys as little army guys. That was the coolest set ever. And if I could find it again, I would buy it. Okay. That's it.
So there's some other stuff that's like little kid toys, like the Rockin' Stack, which was like the yellow pole on the white base and the different colored rings. Like, do you remember seeing like kids playing with these, or are you playing with one when you're like a little kid? Like, this is like a little kid toy.
Yeah, no, I probably had one of these.
Yeah, I'm sure every little kid did that, and this little phone that you could like pull around and its eyes would go like this on the front.
Yes.
They have the Little People school bus, which that I think is actually kind of cool because my grandparents still have these little people. They're like the little round peg people. They just have a little ball for a head. Pound Puppies are on here. Hot Wheels, Silly Putty.
Love Hot Wheels. Silly Putty.
Stretch Armstrong.
Stretch Armstrong was definitely dead by the time I was a kid.
And then they have like world's coolest. So it's like this miniature Polaroid, this miniature laptop, the classic football game. Oh, that's actually really cool.
It's the classic football game, like the handheld like football game.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Oh yeah,
like
that is
where the dots
yes,
move up the screen.
Yes, that is really cool. I would
There's a basketball version and a baseball version. I'm gonna go to this website. Would you like to know what this website is? So my wife bought this as like an impulse buy. Like she saw it there at the register, I think at like at Bartell's or something like that.
This is how they get you, John. They know that women go to these places and buy things for their husbands that their husbands will get all excited for, and then they open the package and they find this entire website full of stuff they want.
Well, here's the thing. You want to know what the website's called?
It's how to be cool toys.
No, it's Super Impulse Toys. Like their whole thing is we're gonna stick there that someone's going to impulse buy these. Like that is their idea. How smart is that?
It's brilliant.
You can collect them all, and I'm sure that's what they really want from you. There's like wind-up toys in this thing.
But they're not all the smallest. Some of them are just
no. So there's the world's smallest, world's coolest, Bend It Like Gumby. There's Fraggle Rock. There's Precision RBS rubber band system, like rubber band guns. Oh man, I'm so going to this website later. There's Yokai Watch. There's Whizzers, 3D motor kits. Yeah, someone's doing some shopping online in a little bit.
But the coolest section are like just legitimate recreations of these things.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, I just want to make sure that we're on the same page here.
Yeah.
Can you still buy Army Men?
Yes, I have no doubt you can still buy Army Men.
Where do you go buy those?
You can probably find them on Amazon right this minute.
Man, don't tempt me.
I'm not going to.
You're just gonna see this thing going on behind me at some point.
That would be hilarious. Army Men toys on Amazon. You can get some pretty big sets for like $19. Here's one for $23 that has a giant truck that all the vehicles can load into.
Okay, but I want like 100 Army Men though too.
Well, here's a 307 piece one.
Is it like the?
It's 307 pieces. It looks like it's got 3 different colors: green,
gray, and tan,
and red.
Okay, I had red.
I had
Cowboys and Indians too, John. I had everything.
Yeah, so it's definitely 3 different teams because there's 3 different flags and there's like all these different vehicles. There's a UN building. There's like guns and stuff and like obviously all the different poses. Less than $19, 307 piece. Here's like a World War II one. I don't know how many pieces are in it. But
clearly we are right at the peak of these becoming popular again because these are definitely too cheap.
This one comes with a map. I think I actually had a map as a kid at my grandparents' house.
I had a map. I think I had it all. I think, except that truck that let all the things in. I know there's somebody who had that though.
Look, if you wanted to go simple, you could get 300. So 100 of each team. Mm-hmm. There's a USA, Germany, and Britain, which seems a little unfair, right? Why doesn't Germany have its allies in this fight? And
John, this
it's
was
got
never
all the different poses.
These were never politically correct. You should have seen my Indian ones.
Oh God, I have no doubt.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure this one has a towel on its head. That's not right.
They better be the same weapons. Like there better be a bunch.
Yeah.
It better be a bunch of the stupid ones with the metal detectors, or whatever they have, like the little.
I see some like machine guns, some long range, some like guys laying down. I don't see the flamethrower guy though. There's got to be a flamethrower guy.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And the
yeah,
that's. I had a bunch of metal detector guys. I never knew what to do with them. They're always in like a little base camp, just walking around.
Okay. I think we have hit a point in the show where we either stop talking now or we have to end the show forever.
Somebody else out there is going to understand this. Now, I would love that NASA space set.
Oh, I found the Cowboys and Indians one.
Oh, did you?
Oh yeah.
Are they still teal and
No, these are fully colored.
Oh, that's even worse. But okay.
And not racist at all.
Oh, well then.
They all have teepees. And super cowboy wagons. It's only 61 pieces for like $19, so it's not as good a deal.
What are these called? Like, do these have a name?
This is MC Pinky is the brand. Just search Army Men toys, and there's so many of them. It's just different brands. They're all the same.
I mean, I want, if you're going to start making multiple armies with different things, like, they've all got to be the same.
Yeah.
Because I had a bunch of, like, at some point, somebody gave me, like, a big, like, purple army set. I don't know what they represented at the time, right? But they were all made out of this different plastic, and all their bases were different, and it just didn't ever feel right. So those always just stayed in the box.
Cool. All right, Dave.
Okay, bye, John. That's just
before things get too far out of hand.
I mean, we're already uncool. We have forgotten to be cool. This has been the Forget Being Cool podcast for April 29th, 2020. My name is David Moore. That is Johnny Casino, of course. If you guys enjoyed this show, you could give us a like on YouTube. You could subscribe to the channel. It'd be really amazing to all of you guys if we could hit 50 subscribers on the YouTube channel this week. That would be astounding. Now, that would be 4 subscribers. Can we get 4 subscribers this week to the Forget Being Cool YouTube channel, that'd be awesome. Hit that like button. Leave a comment down below before the video even publishes. Thank you for all the spam comments we get every week. And follow John at Johnny Casino or Johnny_Casino, me at Tell You Dave, and the website and show at Forget Being Cool. That's it. We'll see you guys on Friday. It's Tuesday right now, which means this comes out on Wednesday, which means that I will see you guys again on Friday, and I will see you on Thursday night. John, bye.
For more great discussions, hit that subscribe button or visit forgetbeingcool.com.